はい、皆さんこんにちは、ニルダです。それではディスコエリジウム続きをやっていきましょう。前回はメジャーヘッドの協力があって、死体を木から下ろすことができました。それで死体を検視した結果、被害者の死因はライフルで撃たれたためだったようですね。それで今回はまず、イブラートに、頼まれてたお使いですね。多分ここだと思うんですけど、ここになんかその入り込んでドア開けといてくれって言われたんですよね。それをやっとこうかなと思います。それじゃやっていきましょう。誰かいないよね。
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
誰の家なんだろうね。
The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
それで、慎重にノックする。
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
誰もいない。
No one is in.
誰もいなさそうね。ドアに耳を押し合ってる。
The door is slick with rain. You don't hear any movement inside. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
警部補、俺たちが受け持っているこのタスクに対するあんたの意見は、まあこれはイブラートからの、頼まれ事ですけど。
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But every day tells you something new about yourself.
それは褒めてんのかしら？
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
本当に？てっきりそういうの嫌がるかと思ったけど。じゃあ俺がこのドアの鍵を開けてしまっても構わないってことだな。
If the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that?
まあ確かにな。そう言われたらね。まあこの街が血の海になるぐらいだったら、ドアの一つぐらいね。
On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
そうだね。イブラートに嘘をつくのもありってことか。
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
わかった。
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
確かにね。確かにこの先に何があるか見たい気もするんだよね。どうしようかな。まあ、イブラートに嘘をつくのもいいけどね。やっぱ行ってみよう。
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
はい。
The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
そうね。なんか私の心読まれてんのかな。そう、私好奇心以外に何もないんだよね。ここのドア開ける理由が。
As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft, a whistle.
なんかいっぱい今、あれね、スキルがいっぱい出てきたね。それじゃあ行ってみるか。これ誰の家だ？わりかし綺麗なア
A
パー
row
ト
of
な気が
mugs
するけど。
sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
マグカップを指で軽く叩く。
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
俺が感じている不快感の正体は、
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
なんとなくレイシスト思い出しちゃったけど。そうね。 うん。そういうことか、ありがとうよ。これについて特に気はない。
Anytime.
はい。
The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
あ、そう。そうだね。これ、そうそう。なんかさ、イエローマグカップあんじゃん。なんかこれと同じ系統なのかな。
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
そうだね。じゃあ、あのマグカップはここの持ち主のものだったのか。
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
なんだろうね。組合とどういう関係があるんだろう、ここの住人は。
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
なんか悪いこと言ってる内陸帝国が。不法侵入やしまくれっていうの？そしたら、本当に死んだ男の服を捨てたやつと同一人物だと思うか。
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
そうだね。じゃあいいや。マグカップはともかくとして。特にめぼしいものはなかったね。ざっと見たけど。回復アイテムがあるくらい？これくらいかな。でさ、逆にさ、また鍵かけとくってわけにはいかないのかな？いかないね。わかった。それじゃあ、次どうしようかな。とりあえず、そしたら、イブラートに報告しておくか。一応開けといたよってね。やっと来たよ。結構さ、イブラートのとこに来るのって時間かかるんだよね。相変わらずタイプライター売ってる。そしたら。
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
くそー。くそー。あんたに頼まれた例のドア開けといたぞ。これで殺人事件の話をしてもらえるなと。
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
もちろんしたよ。どうしようかな。でもな。見ましたって言いたくないし、部屋の中には入っていない。そこまでしろと言われなかったんでな。
You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did. So we're all good here. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
1番は、あの部屋には植民地のマグカップのコレクションが置いてあった。同じようなマグが吊るされた男の服が捨てられていた廃物入れからも見つかっていると。でもこれ言ったらさ、主人公があの部屋を物色したことバレちゃわない？
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people, with the power of politics.
Yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
だがこのネズミは殺しの後始末を引き受けていたかもしれない。
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high caliber case like this.
誰なんだろうな、あの部屋の住人は。
But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are neat freaks. If you don't mind me saying so, I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
That's not how you baton someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just the baton.
あ、そうですか。全体重を乗せて警棒を振るんだね。 そうね。何も言わない。
Of course, Harry. Stoic silence. I like that. Very befitting a police officer. I'm not a real detective. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
そうだね。誰なんだろうな、本当にな。2番、今回のリンチとストライキの間には何らかの関連性があると聞いた。あんたが知ってることを教えろと。
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
7番どうしようかな。じゃあ7番はちょっととりあえず置いといて、
Was
話
it
を
a
切り
good
上げよ
tour? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martin A's. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you
う。なんだ
yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
くそ、何が言いたいんだ。
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
でも別にな、社会主義者になるつもりもないしな。逆に右寄りにもなるつもりもないんだけど。そうね、4番かな。どうせまたたちの悪いことを企んでるんだろう。俺は左派でも右派でもない。いつだって自分の心の声に従って動いているだけだと。
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
何それ？どういうこと？何のために必要な証明なんだ？
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martin A's. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this?
なんでよ。どうしてよ。
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
キム、あんたはどう思う？
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
わかった。
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martin A's. And maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
どうしようかな。今住んでる住民たちはどうなる？
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
具体的にどこに向かえというんだ？
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
どうしようかな。タスクを引き受けるか断るか。そうね。まあ一回引き受けてやるかやんないかは判断するか。
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning.
うん。水曜日ね。今日じゃないんだよね。明日なんだよね。水曜日。
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
うん。わかった。そしたら、立ち去ると。またなんかな、イブラートの、なんだっけ、パシリにされそうなんだけど。そういえばさっきイブラートにもらった手紙ってなんだ？これか？うん。あ、これも証拠品も見れるんだ、ここで。インタラクト。
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
地域移築計画を見る。
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
結構大きい建物なんだな。キム、これをどう思う？
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
本気でやる気があんのかな、イブラート。ゴブゴブか。ちょっと待ってね。論理学を上げるメガネをちょっとかけてみたから少しまた違うと思う。ゴブゴブね。やってみるか。
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
まあ、その工事の騒音に悩まされると。待って、これが実現したらどうなる？
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
それが目的なのかな。安く家を買い叩いて住人を追い出すことか。見ろよ、キム。ここの住人たちは退去を余儀なくされている。俺たちに何かできることはないのか。
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
なるほど。
However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
よし。それで行こう。なるほどね。これまでインタラクトできるんだ。あれだよね。死体から取り出した銃弾だよね。
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
はい。
Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
カリフラワー言うな。袋越しに銃弾に触れる。
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
どうしてやろうかな、銃弾よ。
What?
銃弾に話しかけてるからちょっとこれあれかな、キムが心配したのかな。どうしてやろうかな、銃弾よと言ったんだ。
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
まあそうだろうね。
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim.
そうだね。
In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
銃弾を詳しく調べ
The
る。
jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
これなんて読むの？飛行って読むの？
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
これは弾心っていうのかな？はどうなってる？
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
これですね。飛行弾って読めばいいのかな。直径は5ミリほどだな。
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
ちょっと待って。古いライフルってなんかどっかで出てこなかったっけ？
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find a gun that shot it.
これもしかして。
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
これあれじゃない？なんだっけ、あそこ。アパートの地下かなんかでさ、見つけたライフル。あれじゃない？これだよね、多分ね。これが凶器じゃない？ライフル。年代物のベルマグレイブライフルか。熊の冷蔵庫があった地下で見つけたライフル。これっぽいよね。そしたら、これだよね。
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
はいはい。今ね、スキルポイントを1ポイントだけ手と目の強調に振ったんだけど、これでいけるかな？
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
ベルマグレイブだよね。あ、これじゃないやっぱり。
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly.
そうそうそう
If
そう。
it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
そうだね。このライフルの製造は続いているのか？
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The
そうなの。
quality was appalling.
そうなのか。大量に出回ってたライフルではあるのね。今は誰がベルマグレイブを使っている？
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
これは偶然かな。手元にあるのはちゃんと作動する状態の、ベルマグレイブなんだね。犯人があそこに隠した可能性もあるよな。
What are you thinking? Bullet?
こいつの出所が分かった気がすると。
Okay. And?
あれは多分ベルマグレイブのライフルで撃たれたものだろう。
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
それはなぜだ？
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
2番よ。もっと強力な銃が必要なんじゃないか。俺たちは法だぞ。
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
これはあれなんだね。この世界はあれかな。簡単に一般人が銃を手に入れられる世界じゃないのか。
But back to the investigation.
でもな、どういう人物がこれを使ったのかわかんないな。こんな年代物の銃弾が使われている背景には謎めいた事情があるんだろう。
Mysterious? Okay. Either way, we'll know when we find the gun.
銃弾についてこれ以上言うことはないと。これな気がしたんだけどね、どうなんだろうね。 まあいいや。とりあえずじゃあ一回、あれか。ホテルの方に戻ってみようかな。ねだいぶでもな、証拠揃ってきたからさ、話聞けんじゃないかなと思うんだけど、どうかしら。よし、じゃあセーブもちゃんとしたから、もう今回は殺されたくないんだけどな。こいつはね、タイタス。
This is where you say your bed.
なんかタスク追加されたし。今回はこの前みたいにはいかないぜ。
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately. You should not indulge him.
Detective.
じゃあね、裏庭に通されている男について話したい。
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
はいはい。
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
本当かよ。
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
まあね、男たちの人数と特徴を見分すると。
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Coughs a lot.
着込んでる。
Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Maritzian in his late 30s, early 40s.
はいはい。
A symmetric burn on his neck, resembling the letters loss loss. Has he tried to burn it off? Leave that life behind?
いや、それはわかんないけどね。
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40.
はい。で、
The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
どこにギターピックが
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important.
なんだそれ。で、あの小男は、
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes. And 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
そうね、足跡は8つあったんだよね。もう一つ女性の足跡があったんだよね。一人欠けていると。
Exactly. The missing lady driver who was running the drug trade. Does it mean the Hardy boys are involved in the drug trade as well?
なるほど。そうね。このアッカンどもがかかっている間違いないなと。
Maybe. But hey, you've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Now is a good time to hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
うん、どこだろう。
The fuck is with you, fella?
じゃあそっから揺さぶってみるか。まずは現場には8人分の足跡があったが、ここには7人しかいない。8人目のメンバーはどこにいると。
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
ポロッとこぼしちゃったね。
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
いいぞいいぞ。
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
あるある。
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
そうね。じゃあこれか。よく聞け。あんたらとこの界隈のハーブ取引との接点を見つけた。
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock?
そうそう。
The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
いいね。とどめの一言を決めたいか。
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
とどめは彼に任せようか。別にいいけどね。いや、ここは譲るわ。これはあんたの手柄だ。キムにうなずく。
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
で、
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
なるほどね。でもさ、結局その多分ハーブ取引を管理してるっていうか統括してるのってこのなんだっけ、タイタス・ハーディだっけ、この人じゃなくってその謎の女性でしょ、謎の女ドライバーでしょ。そうね。そうか、自分にそう言い聞かせてる。この街ではまだまだ多くのハーブが横行していることは事実だ。
No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? Stuff's probably from Jamrock.
これはクーノの親父のことだね。
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
なかなかあれ
Not
だね。
quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
そうそう、そこだよね。あんたらの8人目のメンバーはずっと正体不明の人物だ。彼女がハーブ取引を行っているそうだなと。この女が多分ね、そのハーブ取引を、管理してんだと思うんだよね。
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
なかなか痛いとこを使えたのかもね。ちょっと動揺してる？
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
お、なんだいなんだい？
I know! Fatty walked on all fours. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
くそ、そんなはずないでしょ。
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all fours. Anything else you need to know?
四つん這いで歩いてたって、だからに8人分に見えたって、そういう問題じゃないと思うんだよね。裏庭で吊るされているあの男だが、あんたがやったのかと。
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
まずは、結構あるな。あんたら組合のトップと話してきた。
Evrard?
そう。
And what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him?
まあそれに近いこと言ってたよ。
The man gets a strange gleam in his eyes. His fist contracts as if going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he told it well.
なるほど。ならあんたが殺したと認めるんだな。
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
いや、この弁護士邪魔なんだけどな。
They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
彼の頭の中にあった銃弾はどう解釈すればいい？
Huh?
お、驚いた？
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
そうなんだよね。
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
そしたら、なぜ彼を殺した？
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
彼は傭兵だった。それが理由かと。
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
そうか。だが彼は何患者を働いたのかって、これあれだよね。地元の女性に性的暴行を加えたってことだよね。
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was...
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle, doesn't even fall down.
これか。それは例の性的暴行を受けた、レイプされたとあんたが言っていたことを同一人物かと。
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
これはどうしようかな。これだね。そうか。では、レイプされたのは誰なんだ。事実なら深刻な申し立てとして扱わなければ。そういう、そういう事件が起きたっていう申し立てがなかったんだよね。
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
これ以上聞けないか。どうやって彼を殺した？
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service. Certainly enough to not put up with his backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
これだな。1番。なら、お前らに教えてやる。俺の話をよく聞け、ど素人ども。検視の結果、被害者の両手は縛られていなかった。それなのに、もがいた形跡もなかった。その理由をぜひ分かりやすく説明してくれよと。動揺してる？
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
なんかあれだかな、誰かをかばってるのかな、例えばその8人目の女とか。なんでかばうんだ？
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
なんで嘘つくんだろうな。
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
まずじゃあ一つずつね。ミスタータトゥー。被害者を気絶させるために使った道具は
My fucking elbow, copper. Samurai boxing style.
彼を気絶させたと言ったが、どこで彼を襲った？
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our...
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
They keep speaking for Titus so that he wouldn't get his hands muddy with too much explaining.
なんだそうだね。これか。72% か。
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
最初に攻略が難しそうなやつを教えてくれ。
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
なんでトマトジュースなの？
Tomato juice? Just tomato juice? A non-alcoholic tomato juice? What's the point of that?
いや、なんかトマトジュース何回言ったなんでそこに注目するんだよ。プレッシャーに対して、脆弱なのはドイツだ。こいつか。なるほど。
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
あった。おいお前、そこのお前では息が苦しいのか。
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
わかった。じゃあ、あれか。折れるとしたら、太っちょね。あんたらにはまだ隠してることがあるだろう。
And fuck you too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
うん、そうは言われてもね。
His all muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus.
力はあるんだね。
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder.
ダ
Not
メ。
yet.
じゃあ、分かった。リンチについて他にも聞きたいことがある。
Like what, Copper?
それじゃあ、2番かな。あの夜男を連れと指示を出したのは誰だ？
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a hardy boy without. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
じゃあ、タイタスに迫る。いや、だが本気で知りたい。お前たちの中で決定権を持っているのは誰なんだと。
Who do you fucking think does?
He's so sure it's him. But it's not that simple. There's someone above him, or beside him, sharing the leadership. Hard to say who.
これじゃないかな。ボーイズの8名のメンバーだ。今ここにはいないもの。そいつが一番の、なんとかだと。これだと思うんだよね。
Titus, no one was thinking.
That's it. There's some kind of power issue they don't want to admit, and the missing Hardy is involved.
なんだろう、ボーイズには彼らが存在を認めたくない権力のいさかいがあると。
No, no, no. Fuck no. The big dick is right here, asshole. You're looking at it. Right. Fucking here.
かなり動揺してんね。
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments on their power relations. That night, they acted as one. That's all.
どうしようかな。それじゃあ、一通り多分聞くことは聞いたんだけど、逮捕はできなさそう。また逮捕しようとしたら殺されそうな雰囲気なんだよね。それなら俺たちはどうすればいいんだ？
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
はいはい。
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
そしたらね。牽引スキル。そうね。28？ 牽引スキル結構上げてきたつもりだったんだけど、それでも 28% か。ポイント少し振っとくかな。それじゃね、牽引スキルにね、ポイント1ポイント振っといたんだけど、どうなるかな？はいはい。これか。それでも 42% か。なかなか厳しいものがあるね。まあいいや、やってみるか。
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
この景色に見覚えはないか。似たような景色、俺はどこかで見たんだっけか？
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
分かったぞ、タイタス。あんたらはこの地域の本物の、権威ある存在なんだな。あんたらはきっと本物の警官のような集団なんだ。たむろしてダラダラと過ごしながらビールを飲んでる。
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
続けろと。そうだね。じゃあ1番かな。何もないさ。俺も勤務中に酔ったりする。あんたらと同じように少しも気にしちゃいない。
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
この街を守ってきた自負があるんだね。
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
キムもなかなか言うな。
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
はい。
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
よし。
Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
これ以上怒らせたらまた誰か殺されるかな。じゃあ1番にしようかな。今は加害者でなく、被害者について話している。その女性には助けが必要だ。
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
何
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect.
なんだ誰なんだ
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
なんでなんだろう、被害者の女性をかばったりするんだ
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due with an O-U.
これ、クラーシェってあれだよね。1日目にさ、主人公が部屋から出た時に、ホテルの廊下でタバコ吸ってた女性だよね。あの人が性的暴行の被害者なの
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
マジで扉どんどんしちゃったんだけど。クラーシェ。
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. 2 rooms over from
出る
yours.
ミス、オランイエディスコダンサ
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
ー。ちょっと待って。なんでこれ3ポイントマイナスされてんの ?28% とか。ひどい、これ。どうしようかな。もう祈るしかないな。お願いします。
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
ちょっと待って、今のこの短時間にさ、2ポイントも減ったんだけど、精神ポイント。
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
はい。
Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
そうだよね。言わないでおくよ。恥ずかしいだけだもん。それで、で、彼女とその傭兵の関係は
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
It was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
いや、関係は絶対あるって。で、レイプだけど、いつ頃の話だと。
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need it.
Here you go, boss.
2週間前。あの男が殺されたのは1週間前。それで、あんたは彼女とどんな関係なんだ
I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
そういう関係
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
もうあの女性は何？数ヶ月もここに滞在してんのか。
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
ということは彼女はこの辺りの人間じゃないのか。
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort, been staying over here over the winter.
じゃあさ、地元の女性じゃなかったってことじゃん、そったらさ。
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look.
何
They
なん
fall
だ？
silent.
あのクラシェって女の人一体何なんだ？
What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it.
そうね。
And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
もうお前はパーティーにしか本当に反応しないな。そしたら、パーティーをしたと言ったな。いいよ、すごくクールだ。だけどどういう意味なんだ？
What do you think I meant?
そうね。カラオケを歌った？
Yeah, tons of it. All the songs.
つまりあんたら二人は恋仲だったと？
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
なるほど。
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
でもさ、そのね、肉体関係を持ったからってなんでそこまでその女性を気遣う必要があるんだろうね。これはやめとこう。ありがとう。その女性と話をしてくれ。
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
はい。じゃあね、この辺で失礼する。いやーなんかいろいろ分かったこともあったけど、なんか逆に謎が深まっちゃったよね。あのクラーシェって女本当何者なんだろう。分かんねえ。キムがすごい話したそうにしてるんだけど、何
Officer, what was that?
さっきのってどれ？さっきのって何？どの話？いろいろありすぎて困っちゃうんだけど。さっきのって？
You looked strange when he mentioned this old victim's name.
やばいやばい。
Do you know that woman?
知ってる。
Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
一番やばいでしょ。その女は口説いちまった。
Understood.
自分ではかなりうまく口説けたと思ってる。
It doesn't matter how it went, officer. What else?
この女は俺が自分が警官だと覚えてなかったことを知ってる。
Okay, that's manageable.
その女に会った廊下で目が覚めた後に。
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
はい。それから俺は悪いことしてない。
What you're saying is, you raped her?
違うわ。
Ice is forming on the inside of the chest cavity.
違うじゃない。
Don't ever say that again.
誤解されるよ。
What else?
特に何もないよ、それだけ。
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
そのくらい大した問題じゃない。
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be alright.
なんだろう。キムは何を危惧してたんだろう。いやー、じゃあ恐ろしいことになったな。それじゃあ、だいぶ時間も経ってきちゃったんで、今回はここで終了したいと思います。次回は、できればそのクラーシェっていう女性と話をしてみたいですね。それではご視聴ありがとうございました。また次回もよろしくお願いします。